Have you read any worthwhile periodicals of late?
I'm not much of a reader these days, though I do have a few worn issues of Commander Zane and Buddy I like to flip through every now and then. What about you? What's an Arbiter read in these off hours?
Nothing you'd be interested in. Protectorate periodicals about being loyal subjects and the like. Upholding the sovereign. Nobility and all that.
Sure. I suppose Honor's Captive could conceivably be about honor and restraint. Like the cover of that one myself.
I'll take care of him, Commander.
There's a new face. Any chance you've brung news from the commander? Can't restart the dig without his permission, and the clock's ticking on my getting that early completion bonus. It's a puzzler, that's for sure. More likely than not, some kind of old protectorate infrastructure, maybe sewage or a conveyor. Messy, but mostly harmless. Worst case, it's a Zeranium gas pipe, and further drilling will kill everyone here in seconds. It'd be hard to collect bits for making a tunnel with no workers to dig it first. Agreed. Wouldn't want to miss that juicy bonus. Not unless your lamps can see through solid rock and figure out what's on the far side. Goodbye, early completion bonus. You back to see more of the tunnel? I'll save you the trip. Not a pebble has budged. Same is true of our bit accounts, sadly. Pardon me, but you what? You just have a magic little device in your pocket that lets you detect enemy troops through 2 feet of solid rock? Well, ain't that something? Wait, that means they already dug half the tunnel for me. That bonus is still in reach. That don't change me needing to get the commander's go-ahead to restart the digging. What say you run yourself back to the base and get me the okay? Just down the road. Can't miss it.
I assume you've got something important to discuss, or a report to give. I don't have time to waste on idle jawing. Forgive my incredulity, but how did you get that information? I see. Quite a useful bit of technology. Our engineers determined this was the most geologically stable place to tunnel. The Protectorate likely did the same. It even stopped drilling for the same reason we did. I'll send orders to resume drilling immediately. We'll take them by surprise. Send them running, and I'll be one step closer to getting off this dirtball.
Guns cocked and loaded. Just give the signal. Let me know when you need a distraction.
Offense taken! I am loath to admit this. I require medical attention.
You're lucky we're patient sorts.
Guns cocked and loaded. Just give the signal.
Closing in.
On your toes.
I am loath to admit I require medical assistance. You have my thanks and my hammer.
Mighty glad that's over and done with. Just need to finish reinforcing the tunnel, and I can collect a big fat bit cartridge.
Collective cognitive compliance is a key part of your prescribed curative regime. Think only prescribed thoughts, and no bliss and plenty. I'm the mental refreshment process. That's why we are all happy and contented, and others are not.
We reject individualism in all its many forms.
Giving chase.
Well, there are many mental refreshment facilities to be found throughout Arcadia. Here on Fraser, special.
It is personally overseen by head refreshment process more refreshing than ever. Remember, collective cognitive compliance is a key part of our perfect society. When we comply together, we thrive together.
The mental refreshment stifles undue agitation, stymies untoward inclinations, and refashions the life into a thing of symmetry.
Dictates. Eye your neighbors carefully. What?
Shall stand against
Just the one you need to worry about. Come at it.
NVIDIA! Replenishing my bones!
I cannot fight a phantom foe. On the authority of the sovereign.
Prudence dictates we cherish all we have and defend it. Personally overseen by head refresher Cool, the top cognitive divisor responsible for making the mental refreshment process more refreshing than ever.
Subject to the most exalted vigilant, we must all fulfill our duty to the Protectorate. We're all in this together.
It is the duty of every Protectorate subject to ensure they are all.
Gray gone astray? Book a stay today. Are you mental?
Come in. Come right in. And be refreshed.
It is the duty of every Protectorate subject to ensure they are operating at peak efficiency at all times. The paradigm requires it. That's why mental refreshment is so important.
Collective cognitive compliance is a key part of your described
curative regime. Think only prescribed thoughts, and no bliss and plenty.
Are you ready to realign with the paradigm? To shed all manner of imperfect thoughts?
All it takes is some light instruction, a restorative cocktail,
And a quick dip into the lathe of particularity to abrade your imperfections. I'm Head Refresher Gould,
and I guarantee when you exit our doors,
you'll be a productive member of our perfect society again. Soon you'll say,
goodbye, imperfect thoughts. Hello, contentment.
Just like being back on smoke extraction detail at the shipyards. Lord.
Greetings, subject. Or should I say, refreshed to be. Welcome to the Wellnetarium. You're not on my schedule. A walk-in, then. Wonderful. Once you're properly evaluated, we'll have you well on your way to refreshment.
That doe-eyed expression, those ambling sentences. I do believe this individual is mentally refreshed. We may be able to use that.
Oh, you appear to have questions. A telltale sign of needing refreshment.
Responsible for making the mental refreshment process more refreshing than ever.
Why, of course. Naturally. It is the duty of every subject to submit for a quick mental tune-up whenever we experience imperfect thoughts or lack a little zeal.
Sense of community. They sneer at our contentment.
Head Refresher Gould says mental refreshment increases tractability, stifles undue agitatement, stymies untoward inclinations, and refashions the mind into a thing of symmetry. I've undergone the procedure myself, several times they say, and look at me now, never more content. Simply step over to my automechanical colleague to my left, / your right, and it will begin your assessment.
Greeting, subject unscheduled. Welcome to Subjects Are Required to Respond 100% accurately to all queries. Bespoke prescribed regimens may produce untoward Query 1. Concisely characterize your personal perspective.
Possesses the advanced technology and know-how behind the mental refreshment process. That's why we are all happy and content.
Incorrect. The accepted answer is, I fulfill my duty to the Sovereign. As a loyal protectorate subject, by operating at peak efficacy, without error, perpetually. Each a vital cog. Query 2. Rate your present level of zealous efficaciousness on a scale of 1 to 5. 5 being the highest, 3 being a traitor, 1 being dead.
Facilities to be found throughout Arcadia. Placid Waters Wellnetarium here on Prater is uniquely special.
It is personally overseen by Head Refresher Gould, the top
Incorrect. The degree of zealous efficaciousness expected of a dutiful and true subject of the Protectorate is beyond measure. Query 3. Do you ever fall prey to imperfect thoughts, including, but not limited to, doubt, disbelief, uncertainty, curiosity, recalcitrance, and mischief?
It's not just a good idea, it's the law.
Unacceptable. A perfect society demands perfect thoughts. Imperfection is impossible when the mind is a thing of symmetry. Final query. How would your neighbors describe you?
The paradigm requires it. That's why mental refreshment is so important.
The mental refreshment process increases tractability.
Unsatisfactory response. The appropriate reply was, they never questioned, never doubted. Their zeal never lagged. Formulating conclusion. Phrenometric matrix delineated. Subject evaluation score total 200 out of 200. The acceptable amount for a true and dutiful protectorate subject is 0. In conclusion, you are in dire need of mental refreshment. Now, Proceed to the nearby pneumatic tube to collect your complimentary unitard and lift pass. Next, proceed one floor down, where you will be directed further. Your realignment with the paradigm begins now.
That's why we are all happy and contented. And others are not.
Prudence dictates we rout all disruptive influences.
While there are many mental refreshment facilities to be found throughout Arcadia, Placid Waters Wellnessarium here on Prater is uniquely special.
It is personally overseen by
They would deem my resolve inadequate? Insanity! Their analysis procedure is clearly faulty.
more refreshing than ever. Remember, collective cognitive compliance is a key part of our perfect society. When we comply together, we thrive together. It is the duty of every protectorate subject to ensure they are operating at peak
Oh, you're new.
efficiency at all
Must be.
times.
You still retain that look of inquiry and deliberation.
That's why mental
I'm Waylon.
refreshment is so important.
The mental refreshment process increases tractability, stifles undue agitation.
No, I'm newly full of zeal. That is, I hope the process took this time. They say my phrenometric peaks are resistant to abradement, but still, they try.
Preserve set progress. Sustain the system. Only the Protectorate possesses the advanced technology and know-how behind the mental refreshment process. That's why we are all happy and contented.
Wait, I just blinked several times, didn't I? What did that signify? I couldn't leave. Not yet. Haven't completed my regimen. My phrenometric peaks are still jutting all over the place, they say.
Reject individualism in all its many
May you realign with the paradigm.
While there are many mental refreshment facilities to be found throughout Arcadia,
As concluded for today, please proceed to the lecture hall to request an exception.
special.
It is personally overseen by Head Refresher Gould, the top cognitive divisor responsible for making the mental refreshment process more refreshing than ever.
Greetings, noob. Hello. My name is Abigail, and I am realigned with the paradigm. Head Refresher Gould says his recorded lectures are key to thinking that a restorative cocktail of pharmaceuticals and a quick dip into the only internally, I'm afraid. You should speak to refreshment facilitator Tilden in the lecture hall. Why, it's right outside Head Refresher Gould's office. He'll schedule you an appointment.
Protectorate subject to ensure they are
Just follow the signs to the lecture hall.
at all times. The paradigm
Pondering begets disharmony. To deliberate is to court ruin. Notions are a gateway to mayhem, bedlam, turmoil, and vexation. I once possessed a failing of character where I would voice simple statements in a way that sounded like a question. Drat! There, did it again. Anyhow, I was reported for it?
Collective cognitive compliance is
Right as rain, neighbor. I am newly full of zeal, free of imperfect thoughts. My mind is a thing of symmetry. My phrenometric peaks are all abraded. I only experience approved emotions. Refreshment is inevitable. You can't fight contentment.
Know-how behind the mental refreshment process. That's why we are all happy and contented, and others are not.
The kitchen pantry is presently off limits due to anomalous structural tampering. The kitchen pantry is presently off limits due to anomalous structural tampering.
Never.
Our enemies envy our prosperity, disdain our sense of community. They sneer at our contentment.
Settle down, everyone. Lecture's playing. Prepare to be edified.
For today's topic, we'll touch on why our program is so very important. Ignorant, misguided outsiders may wonder, why does the Protectorate need mental refreshment? Doesn't it inhibit personal freedom? Yet this freedom they celebrate is a yawning chaos, and their choice is an invitation to failure, loss, and anarchy. It is a sad fact that all human beings require direction. As my good friend the Consul would say,
No talking until the lecture's over.
humanity unguided is cravenly, inept, and slothful. We of the Protectorate are not, because we do not allow ourselves to be. The paradigm charts our course, gives us purpose. The Consul is the firm hand that guides us. Mental refreshment keeps us on task, free from doubt, efficient, perfect.
Greeting, unscheduled walk-in. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, 1 being the lowest, how mentally refreshed are you feeling today? Noting dire self-diagnosis and ably displaying concern. My word. Inform the nearest refreshment facilitator without delay. I am responsible for providing each medicament dispensement. Has concluded for the day. Response. Medicaments are stored in medicament storage, the office in which this unit presently operates. Yet it is strict farewell statement. May refreshment soon render you free from doubt.
Cannot stay your execution. Breaking
Material for perfection. From the lowliest subject to the most exalted vigilant, we must all fulfill our duty to the protectorate.
You have my thanks. I shall reduce them to a slurry. I am primed to punish. Prosecuting viscerally.
The Protectorate endures.
Making all units come out.
stifles undue agitation, stymies untoward inclinations, and refashions the line into a thing of symmetry. Preserve said progress, sustain the system.
Commander, you attacked my fellows when they have nary raised a hand against you. Were you defending yourself, I could perhaps understand, but you assail the innocent. Explain yourself. An apology cannot breathe life back into the dead. Know this. Should any unbidden violence occur on your part toward non-hostile members of the Protectorate again, I will depart your presence. Do not test me.
You've gained privileged access somehow. Our superiors must have arranged it.
Could have sworn no one was due for hours. Wherever is your chart? Wait, you're not a patient. You're not even a Protectorate subject, are you? I see it now. You possess the telltale look of wonder and introspection.
This must be the lead scientist. Wonder if he's also had the pleasure of being refreshed.
Well, out with it. Who are you? Oh, outrageous. Suppose I should call the guards, but my.
Let it be known that any who stand against me shall be tried as traitors to the Protectorate, no matter their import.
One might say that's an interesting point from one in said outsider's company. To what end are you here? Tell me truly. Speak plainly. Sounds like someone's had some indoctrination of their own. You've been tasked by one of our adversaries, I take it. I have a proposal for you. I'll provide you what you wish if you debate me on the merits and failings of each group's ideology in a reasonably competent manner. There's a good sport. Do try to keep up. So, what of the Order, our former allies, those cursed overthinkers, doomed to lives free of luxury, toiling away in ceaseless cogitation? What say you of them? They're obsessed with tomorrow. Why even worry about the future anyway? The paradigm maps out our path, so we don't need to be concerned about what comes next. What say you about Auntie's choice, then? Tell me, is there any value in the vapid emptiness of those corporate consumerists? Yes, I've seen the craters left in their wake. They're quite capable as far as looting and destruction go. I'm not sure I perceive the merit in that, though. In the Protectorate, we have the best of everything. Food, technology, a sense of belonging, freedom from doubt, worry, hard work. No, the others simply cannot compare. People are unproductively prone to unhappiness. We remove this self-sabotaging flaw so they can fully appreciate the ample bounty we provide, free of doubt and worry. No, I haven't. And that seems a rather facile argument to make about a society that utilizes automechs to handle daily chores and labor. A low-hanging fruit, as it were. Well, admit I assumed this conversation would be more engaging. Did you have any final points you'd like to make? As a, last chance to distinguish yourself? Her opinion to me would be largely irrelevant. While I appreciate all she did, of course, there are those who are visionaries, and those of us who enact vision, who make it real. All right, fair enough. In that little battle of wits, one of us proved severely outmatched, and I'm not sure you're completely aware of which of us I'm referring to. I am deeply disappointed by your lack of intellectual prowess, though ultimately I'm not wholly surprised. Suppose that leaves one last thing.
Ready to take the heat off your head.
Edging forward.
You have my thanks and my hammer.
Wait. I was led to believe my case required minimal treatment. But that last session, that was far more intensive. Strong observation, Your Sublime Radiance. We set the lathe to the maximal abradement setting, per instructions. Maximal? Who authorized you to use that setting? I demand the name of my betrayer! Subject is exhibiting increased agitation upon exiting the lathe, consistent with extreme cases Further abradement recommended. Who are you speaking to? Are you recording this? Enough of this farce! Release me at once!
Hostiles.
Don't hurt him, please. The Sovereign isn't at his best right now. You're not here to harm him, are you? If so, I must warn you, I will defend the Sovereign to the fullest extent of my meager abilities. Yes, it is. Our beneficent, infallible ruler, the Sovereign Henry Aloysius Varick, son of the first Sovereign, Reuben Varick. You'll have to forgive him right now. As I said, he is not his best today.
My Sovereign, what have they done to you? No, and certainly not the embodiment of all that is the Protectorate. This is a greater crime than all I have witnessed.
Deserves what? Whatever do you mean? We've been here since it was determined that the Sovereign, long distraught over the loss of his family, was in need of mental refreshment. Since then, he has been receiving dedicated treatment from head refresher Gould himself. Well, after his first session, the Sovereign was notably upset, launched into hysteric fits of paranoid ranting, absurd nonsense about how the Consul had betrayed him and seized power. For his own good, he had to be gently but firmly restrained. That all stopped after his next dip into the lathe, thank law. He's remained quite peaceful since. I'm certain he'll be back to his old self in no time. Preposterous! The Consul and all the vigilant are above reproach. No subject of the Protectorate would ever harm, or knowingly allow harm to befall our beneficent ruler, the Sovereign, or consider such a thing. To even think such a thought is unthinkable. This stately form before you is the direct descendant of the matriarch herself. All we have, all any of us have, stems directly from the works of his family line. I will stay true to him and the Protectorate to the end. We all will. The Sovereign is receiving the finest possible care, as he has every day of his life. Treatment outside the Protectorate is barbaric by comparison. Our system is perfect. Just leave us be.
I suppose there is nothing we can do at this juncture. Guard him well, Feld. I shall honor him, in health and infirmity alike. I swear it.
Well, I'd welcome you to the Wellnetarium, but the designated subject reader ought to have admitting you question is the first step in your recovery. But worry not. Soon enough, with questions are an unmistakable sign of worry, disquiet, as every loyal and dutiful Protectorate subject knows. Thinking is... You've missed the daily medicament dispensement, if that's what you mean. But you should take the medicament dispensement automac auto-mechanically dispenses. The medicament dispensement automac the medicament dispensement automac auto-mechanically dispenses medicaments. I see you found the lecture as edifying as all the others here. Head Refresher Gould provides us with daily lectures in audio cartridge form to upstairs in the audiovisual aids office, of course. Though that area is off limits to... How very interesting. Here, take my pass then. It grants access to all mid-privilege priority areas. You must mean the lathe of particularity. One assumes you haven't had a session with Head Refresher Gould yet. You'll feel ever so much better.
I could have gone worse. Not very inquisitive, was she? Seems the mental refreshment process takes the meddling right out of folks.
The kitchen pantry is presently off limits due to apparatus structural tampering. Hello. Come here often. Goodbye. This unit, enjoy our banter.
All it took was some light instructions and a restorative cocktail to raise my imperfections.
Got troublemakers. Ready to waste them. On your command.
How is this even possible? This has to be representative of some type of instrument miscalibration.
I wish that were the case. But I've ascertained that the calibration is within acceptable margin of error and have replaced the reader thrice. Already. If these readings are accurate, then I'm equally aghast that we haven't observed more
Anywhere else in the Arcadian system, you'd have a valid point. But are already tremendously robust.
Hopefully they can outlast Auntie's occupation.